Okay, let's do another Penn Point. All cameras on me, and we're starting. And this Penn Point is brought to you by Gamefly. I just thought I'd talk a little bit about the pre-interview process. I don't know when it's being aired, and the Penn Point will probably play later than that. But we are going on the George Lopez show, which is called something like the George Lopez show. I don't know what network it's on. I haven't ever gotten around to watching it because I don't watch much TV. So the way you do a pre-interview, and this is how you can tell if someone is really in show business. My friend, I think Nell Scovell said this, and I want to make sure that if I quote her, I give her credit, because that's important. I believe she said you could tell if someone was in show business or not if they thought David Letterman would be fun to hang out with. Because David Letterman is the best in the world in history at what he does. But what he's doing is not hanging out with people. What he's doing is a comedy show. Same for Stern. They're not just hanging out and having a good time, they're doing a professional comedy show. Unlike what I'm doing, which is talking in a fucking studio to nobody except 3 cameras on the wall. You don't just sit down on the couch and talk to these people. Even for a show, even for the smallest show, you do what's called a pre-interview, which means you call some guy up and he asks you a lot of questions. Now, we're going to be on the Lopez show, our sit-down interview. We're going to be on probably, maybe we'll do 1 or 2 segments, and we're going to do a bit. We're going to do a bit called Looks Simple. I'm going to play the bass, tell you some cigarette magic. Because cigarette magic is so hip now, because everybody's smoking. It's the cool thing to do. So we're going to do a bit, and then I'm going to have about 4 minutes on the couch, as they say, to talk to Mr. Lopez. 4 minutes. I'm going to have 4 minutes. I'll give you an idea. There won't ever be a Penn Point that goes 4 minutes. They all go a little longer than 4 minutes. They're all supposed to go about 4 minutes, but they don't. They go longer. So, 4 minutes. The guy talks to me on the phone for over a half hour. For half of an hour, we're talking on the phone, and he's asking me questions, and I'm telling him really long stories. I'm telling him very long stories. As a matter of fact, I'm telling him this story that I'm going to tell you right after this about doing a show at a children's correctional facility in Jersey. But I'm not going to put that story in here because it'll make the hunk too long. He asked me how long we've been together, why Teller doesn't talk. He asked me about this season coming up of Bullshit and the cheerleaders show, and each one of these answers that I give him. And he's laughing, he's enjoying himself, he's really nice. This isn't George, of course. This is the guy that does the pre-interview. I won't give his name, because I don't remember it. Each one of these is like 8-minute answers for a 4-minute segment. And he asked like 6 questions. And finally he asked me what I think of the Arizona law. And I figure this is a trick question on the George Lopez show. So I give him the real libertarian answer, which I think is also completely coincidental with the Statue of Liberty. My position on immigration is let everyone in, every single person. I'm reading this great book about World War II by Nicholson Baker, who's my favorite contemporary author, which is called Human Smoke. And it's telling the story of World War II from just newspaper reports at the time. There's no overall narrative. He does pull stuff out of the newspaper articles, and he does organize it. So that, of course, gives you Nicholson Baker's point of view. But it's an amazing book. And one of the sections I'm in now is trying to get these 10,000 Jewish children, mostly orphans, from Nazi Germany in about 1939. And all they want to do is come to the USA. and they have like, Quakers, people like that, people like Quakers, and like hardcore peaceniks all over of all ethnicities who are willing to take in. It's like maybe it's 20,000, maybe in Britain it was 10,000, willing to take them all in, and the American government has this quota system for how many people they can take in from any country, and they don't want to screw up the German quota. So they will not let these Jewish children in. And my solution to every problem in the world is, let's not go overseas and try to fix other people's problems. Let's just invite everybody here. I don't know, like, give me you're tired, you're poor, your huddled masses longing to be. I know that French people gave us that statue, and it's not like the founding fathers wrote it. But still, if we just do things, give as much freedom as we can in this country, and that means, not redistribution of wealth and not social services, but just real freedom, then we can let anybody in we want. We can open up our borders. And with no other information, I will always go for an immigrant over a native born, because they worked harder to get here. And we are indeed a nation of immigrants. And why don't we let anybody in that wants to come? And why didn't we let those Jewish children in? I would have let all Jews from all around the world, all around Germany and around the world, come to our country. I mean, hey, we've got deserts here. They could live there. What is wrong with Arizona? Let people come on in. So that was part of my pre-interview for the George Lopez show. And if you saw it, you'll understand that I had things to say about immigration. I told a story about why Teller doesn't talk. Been together 35 years. Season 8 of bullshit. All of these things were covered. And let's see what I actually talk about when I get on the air. Much less than this. This episode of Penn Point is brought to you by Gamefly. Gamefly's real easy to understand. It's just Netflix for games. I don't play games much. If I did this the way I would do it. Gamefly is the largest online video game rental service and offers you a choice from over 7,000 new and classic titles across all consoles and handhelds, with plans starting at $15.95 a month. Cheap. Gamefly members can rent 1 to 4 games at a time and keep them for as long as they like. 1 to 4 games at a time. Just keep them as long as you like. I just said the same thing twice, acting like I was more conversational in my own words. I said the exact same thing. Okay, once you're done playing a game, send it back and Gamefly will send you the next available game on your list. It's Netflix for games. If you really like the game you're playing, simply click Keep It on the Gamefly website and the game is yours at a discounted price. Gamefly will even mail you the case and manuals free of charge. It's nice to get the manual, but really, you can get all those online. That's why the rental thing works so well. Penn Point fans get a 15-day free trial when they go to gamefly.com Penn. There it is right there with my thumbprint. You can see my thumbprint that shows. Go to gamefly.com/Penn for Penn Point and get 15 days free. This is Penn Point. I'm here in my little studio, in my little home at the Slammer, Penn Jillette. They hire us, and we go to like this maximum security prison, because although they're children, they kill people, okay? They kill people. This guy is the anti-vax doctor. It's the anti-vaccination guy that started this whole thing. He's no longer a doctor. He's just a regular asshole.